So let me tell you how I got this habit of reading books. Now this is not a clickbait. I will tell you how I cleared JEE without any coaching or online classes. Did it all on basis of self-study. So basically, the school I studied in, it had a library, and from class third, I guess third or fourth, we had this compulsory library period, twice a week or something. So when we first started going to library, what we basically had was the librarian, the teacher, used to give us these small pamphlets which had very short stories written in it, like almost like poems, and we had to read it and then narrate it or explain it in our own words to the librarian. And these small pamphlets slowly and gradually turned into short stories, and then normal long stories, and then novels. And it all happened from like class 4th till class 6th. After class 6th, I guess it wasn't really compulsory to read books now, but because I had gotten the habit of reading books, because we were literally forced to do it. I mean, we weren't really forced to do it, because if you don't want to do it, no one can really force you. But I was the good boy, because the teacher said it, then I have to do it, right? So I did it, and reading a lot of books actually became addictive. I really got addicted to reading books. So even after class 6th, when it wasn't really compulsory now to read books, I still went up and read long novels, like the whole Sherlock Holmes series, Charles Dickens books, the Hardy Boys series. Like, I've read a lot of books, a lot of novels, and this created a habit of reading books. And once you can read and enjoy long books, like if you can read a fucking 1,000-page book, then it's not really hard for you to read a 200 or a 300-page textbook. So going to library and reading novels actually made it easier for me to even read hard texts like our math textbooks or physics textbooks. It was easier for me to do it now, because I had a reading habit because of reading novels at library. Now, if you can read books, books are literally the S tier when it comes to information, because when a book is published, you can't fill random information in there. The writer who writes the book actually thinks a lot. There is a lot of editing, refining, then reviewing done before publishing a book. So the writer tries to load the book with as much information as he can. And if you can read that textbook, that hard textbook, you can actually get that same information faster than everyone. And then you have practice questions at the end of textbook that you can practice on what you've learned in the theory, and that would build up your momentum. This condensation of information is the main reason why books are so S tier. And when the video is made, that is not condensed with heavy words. The video is basically a person trying to make that shit more and more dumbed down so that normal people, a person who doesn't really want to study, can understand what the book basically is trying to say. So the videos are really dumbed down, and they are really slow if you are a fast learner. If you can read books, you will find that the videos are really slow. So, and the information in them, like you can watch a 24-hour video, and that would still carry less information than a 200-page book. And not just because the content is different or the content that you can include in the video is less. You can literally say the same shit word by word that the textbook is saying. But even then, the reading part, the fact that you are just sitting down and concentrating on the text, that is just another whole dimension of experience than listening to someone explaining it to you in a dumbed down way. So that is why, if you can read books, you literally have a leverage, a great leverage, than all of your competition. I had that habit because of our school, which is why I was able to clear JEE, because I read textbooks. And that is what self study is all about. Like, you have to, if you don't watch any YouTube videos, if you don't take any online courses, or if you don't have any teacher at tuition that is teaching you word by word what this means or what that means, explaining it to you, then all you're left with is just textbooks. And because I had this habit of reading books, it wasn't really hard for me to pick up on it. Now things were hard at sometimes. Sometimes the textbook was really hard and you just couldn't understand what the textbook really means. At that times you have to see a video, you have to watch a video to like really get what the book is trying to say. But mostly, if you can read a textbook and do this shit faster than everyone, which is why I was able to clear IIT with just self-study. Now, I'm not saying that you should give up your tuition and just concentrate on studying or reading books, because obviously it's not the best way, because I'm still not in IIT Bombay CSE, right? Now, if you're someone who's going to give JEE next year, like you are in class 12, then I don't think it was viable for you to start a reading habit now. But if you're in class 11 or 10, then you must try to start a reading habit. You must try to, if you can't read textbooks now, you should start with something simple, short stories or novel. But you should develop a reading habit. Even I think if I did get into a tuition or something, maybe I could have done better, but IIT was never really like the end goal for me. It was just a means to an end. It was just a means to get a little bit security, a means to research and startup, which is the main purpose of my life. Not IIT. It was just a means to an end.